Hello everyone, my name is Katie. I am the Introverted Reader, and today's video I'm actually really excited about because this is the Choose Your Fellowship book tag. This was created by Beth over at Books Nest. I will try and leave her video down below for you so you can go and watch it. Beth is actually one of the co-hosts for Tolkien Along. It's like a read along where they're going to be reading The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings series. So if you want to know more about that, I'll try and leave Beth's info down below, and also the other hosts are Ashley over at Frolic Through Fiction and Lauren over at Fictional Tea. I think that's her. If I've got that wrong, I'm so sorry. But anyway, Beth is the creator of this tag, so I'll leave her down below. But anyway, yes, I feel a little weird that I haven't done a Lord of the Rings themed tag before on my channel because I love Lord of the Rings. So, yes, that's what we're going to do today. So the first question is for Frodo. I will take the ring to Mordor, a book you're not sure whether you like or not. And when I show you the book that I've chosen for this, I might get dragged to hell for it, but hear me out. Crescent City, or House of Earth and Blood, or whatever the hell it's called, by Sarah J. Maas. Now, I read this a few months ago, I believe, during lockdown. I think this was our book club pick for either May or June, and I did a review on it. I'll try and leave my review for it down below. And to be honest, I had mixed feelings. It wasn't that I don't hate this book, but I wasn't the biggest fan of it either. And I hope in my review I'm articulate enough that you get what I'm saying. It was just, you know, I don't know. I don't know what it was about it, but there was just something about it that wasn't just hitting right with me. I did enjoy some aspects of the story, but just there were things that I just had a little bit of issues with. Maybe it's just me being petty, I don't know, but I will try and leave my review for it down below so that you can get more of an insight as to why I may or may not be the biggest fan. I'll probably carry on with the series at the end of the day, but you know, whatever. The next one is for Sam. I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you. A book that you will forever be loyal to. And just a side note, I watched Return of the King the other night, and when Sam said that line, I burst out into tears. It was a messy time. But a book that I will always stay loyal to is House of Night by PC and Kristen Cast. And the main reason I will always stay loyal to this book and this series is because this was one of those main series that got me back into reading again, because honestly, after reading Harry Potter, and then I didn't read for a long time, and then I read Twilight, and then after I was done with that, I didn't really read again, and then my friend got me this, not this exact copy, but got me the first book in this series for my 17th birthday, and I ended up reading this series and just loving everything about it. I read it again, I think not last year but year before, and yes, there are problems within it. I will put up my hands and say yes, there are definitely issues within this series, you know, with the characters and some of the plot and stuff like that, but I will forever be grateful to this series for getting me back into reading again and making me fall in love with reading and with young adult fiction just in general. So I will forever be loyal. The next book is for Pippin. What about Second Breakfast? He's such a mood. A book that you want to reread, and I actually want to reread Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. This is the amazing, beautiful collector's edition that I got from Book Depository. It actually only arrived just yesterday, and I was like, I need to show everybody this because it's gorgeous. But anyway, I do actually want to reread this book and actually reread the original Grisha trilogy, because I want to make my way through the Grishaverse again, just because I haven't read King of Scars yet, and I believe that it is supposed to coincide with the original trilogy and with Six of Crows, so I'm kind of thinking I'll reread this trilogy again and Six of Crows again, and then hopefully I'll get to King of Scars. Don't know when I'll reread it, but maybe make it a book club pick. Maybe? Would any of you guys be interested in reading this with me? I don't know if I'll read this exact edition. Like I got original paperbacks of the original trilogy to read, but yes, I do want to reread this series, and with the Netflix adaptation coming out soon, I want to be able to refresh my memory so that I can dictate everything that's wrong, because that's what we do as book readers, am I right? The next one is for Mary. We're going with you, Frodo. And this is, the question is basically find a book that's about friendship. Now, I could have said Lord of the Rings itself, because Lord of the Rings in itself is a story about friendship. But the one that I picked for this prompt is actually Aurora Rising by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is a book about friendship. Like, this is a story basically about a group of misfits, you know, kind of like Lord of the Rings. They're all from different places. They all have different backgrounds. And they're basically just put together by accident, you know, and they kind of have to go on this journey together. And, you know, at first they're all like, this is never going to work. This is never going to work. And then they end up becoming friends and like being there for each other. Like, there's a fine family aspect of this story, which I really, really love and appreciate. So Aurora Rising. I haven't read Aurora Burning yet, so I need to get to that. But the next one is for Aragorn, a story with, oh wait, no, what's his line? What's his line? For Frodo! That's right, for Frodo. And his prompt, like I said, is for a book with a hero or heroine that you just swoon over. And I couldn't really think of anybody else. And then I spotted this book and I was like, of course. Will Herondale. Seriously, that boy just reaches into your soul and crushes it, but you don't care because you love him. Like, if you haven't read this trilogy by Cassandra Clare, then I highly recommend that you do, because I need you all to love Will Herondale and James Carstairs the way I do, because the two of them are wonderful and I would swoon over Will Herondale any day of the week. Like, I love him. I love him. So yeah, Will Herondale is a hero that I will forever swoon over. The next one is for Legolas. That still only counts as one. And his is for the biggest book on your TBR. And I'm actually afraid to lift this because this is a behemoth of a book, okay? Not a behemoth, a behemoth of a book. Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Oh my lord, look at this. She's chunky. How many pages is this? Let's find out together how many pages this is. Oh my lord. Right, let me see. We are over 800 pages. So 804 pages. This is huge. I do want to read this sometime because I haven't read any of Samantha Shannon's other books. I haven't read The Bone Season or anything like that. And I do want to read this because I know there is a female romance in here. There's dragons. And yeah, but it's a behemoth of a book. But so I think I'll get the audiobook for it. And I do listen to my audiobooks on 2x speed, so maybe that'll make it a little bit easier. It'll probably take me an entire month to get through, but wish me luck whenever I do get to this. Oh, I need to put it down. Okay, and the next one is for Gimli. Shall I find you a box? And for Gimli's prompt, it is a short but fun read. And I'm going with another Cassandra Clare one, and it's Red Scrolls of Magic by Cassandra Clare and Wesley Cho. These books are super short. They're, you know, just, they're fun. You know, they're fun little adventures about Alec and Magnus going on, you know, fun-filled adventures together. And it's a good time. Honestly, it's a real good time. I haven't read Book of the White yet, but I do have it and I do plan to read it very soon. But again, yeah, nice and short and fun. We love that. And the next one is for Boromir. They took the little ones. A series that you never really made it past book one, and this one I do plan on unhaul. I do plan to unhaul. I just haven't gotten around to getting it out of my house, because you know the world exploded. But it's the Magicians Guild, by Trudy Canavan. I got quite near the end. I won't lie, but like not very much happened in this, I will say. It was quite boring, and the reason why I just never finished it was just because I just couldn't be bothered. I was just too bored, and yeah, won't be continuing with that particular trilogy anytime soon. I mean, I don't know. I'll see if I can, I mean, if any of her other books are less boring, then let me know. And the very last one is for Gandalf. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. I want that quote tattooed on my forehead. I love it. But Gandalf's prompt is to suggest a book that made you think about your life and the universe and just everything. Really just made you stop and think. And I went for The Gender Games by Juno Dawson. This is one of her non-fiction works. I believe it came out I don't know when this came out. When did you release this, Miss Mama? 2017, actually, not that long ago. But yeah, this is kind of part memoir, part sort of expose almost on gender and identity and sexuality. And she talks a lot in here about so many different issues like politics and feminism and healthcare, particularly healthcare for the transgender community, and how messed up it is and how transgender people are not getting the healthcare that they deserve, which is absolutely disgusting. And I would highly recommend everyone to read this because it really, really opened my eyes to a lot of things that I myself, as a privileged cisgender woman, just never experienced and will never experience. And yeah, if you have questions or if you think that you know everything that there is to know, you think again, my friend. You need to, I highly recommend everyone to read this, and just really any of Juno's non-fiction works. Like obviously her fictional works are great as well, but her non-fiction stuff where she's talking about gender and, you know, sexuality and everything else is just, yes. And she talks to a lot of other LGBTQ plus people within this book as well. And it's just really thought-provoking and yet mind-blowing. Honestly, there were so many times in here where I was just sitting, like I was sitting reading it and just being like, what? Like, yeah, read this book. Read this book. It made me think about so many things. So yeah. Anyway, that's it for the Find Your Fellowship book tag. Thank you so much to Beth over at Books Nest for creating this tag. I'm not going to be taking part in Tolkien along because I have too many I have too many books to read and I just can't. I'll just watch the movies. But yeah, I will try and leave Beth's information down below for you guys if you want a bit more info on her and this tag and the video and the announcement for the Tolkien along and everything. So thank you so much for watching. My Twitter and Instagram are down below as always. If you're new here, then please subscribe and ring the bell so that you know when my next video will be. And it hopefully will be soon. So, if I can get my act together. But yes, thank you again so much for watching. Thank you, Beth, for creating this tag. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye-bye.